Welcome, Warcraft 2 fans, to Shotgun versus T-Boy. This is gonna be good, according to DJ Bosch. T-Boy in the red, Shotgun in the black trunks. Today, down at the bottom right hand corner, we have Nico underscore A. So if you do want to see Nico underscore A commentate some Wiki Warcraft 2 games, make sure you check out his YouTube channel, or I should say Twitch TV channel at Nico underscore A at twitchtv.com. Hey, don't forget about word2usa.com and as well as word2r.ru and Galaxy of Games as well. So up here at the top, 11 o'clock position, it is T-Boy. Nobody is ready for T-Boy, the Polish sensation wearing the red trunks. Gonna be squaring off against Shotgun, the Australian stallion, with the black trunks down here. Some of the best Warcraft 2 players in the world. Playing for a tournament game, actually, so this is going to definitely be a good game indeed. Special thanks to TerrorCon from Clan Absolute Synergy as Nico eats some cereal down there. Toasty wheat cereal, definitely our sponsor here. Nico knows what is good cereal, so he decides to eat toasted wheat cereal. So going to be repairing his barracks as Shotgun is wont to do. And then he looks like he wants to do a scout out, but no, rather going to build a blacksmith a bit spread out there. That way, if his opponent comes nearby trying to scout him out, he'll know his opponent is at the 5 o'clock position, or 4, I should say. But no, not the case. Not today's sun. He's going to actually be at the 11 o'clock position. So his opponent T-Boy did a nice little peon scout or something about that. And he ran on back home to do himself a barracks repair. A little bit of risky business spreading your base out like this. A lot of the old school Warcraft 2 players like to do something similar, but the 2 barracks rush, which really isn't that popular nowadays, could easily take advantage of that spread out base like that and then punish the player by destroying the blacksmith and farm. Meanwhile, we do see indeed the scouts making their way out and about and closer to each other's base. And there's the LUL, the cool way to say LOL. So if you thought that LOL was cool, you should see the LUL. That's what most modern day people use to laugh up loud. So incoming with the scout is T-Boy. And meanwhile, Shotgun decided to take his own scout about. And he'll run up to the front door and turn right back around and run right back home without losing his life. So score 1 for the Shotgun guys who were able to scout without losing their grunt. And Shotgun has the superior number of grunts. He's going to choose to go to that lumber mill. Wants to use that lumber mill to chop out the back side of this area so he can mine there in the future. Nico doing some laughing there as he's eating his cereal. So make sure you guys go out there and check Nico underscore A to see some super sweet commentary such as this. Only better, I should say. Much better commentary than this. Here's the wall off at the 11 o'clock spot from T-Boy. And then he's going to move out and about. If you haven't checked out T-Boy versus Jerry Garcia 420, I would highly recommend that. There's the WTF from the boy, wondering what the heck is going on. Well, an axe thrower, all that is actually allocated towards defense here at the 11 o'clock spot from T-Boy. And then, meanwhile, back here in Shotgun Town, a huge grunt army and a push up towards tier number 2. Today's episode also brought to you by Goldfish Snack Crackers, the snack that smiles back. Goldfish. Here comes That grunt army assault from T-Boy could be met with a huge defense from Shotgun, however. Not much a man can do versus a wall of grunts like that. Even an axe thrower there to dispel any grunts from attacking the farms if there were to be any kind of a two barracks rush that would overwhelm these defenses. The axe thrower is there to break the siege with a cleverly placed hatchet throw. Also, he's going to scout out the back, so he's going to be able to see some wood chopping there, and he'll know exactly where his opponent wants to expand to. That's T-Boy, but T-Boy's going to be a little far behind on the technology game. I don't know how this actually happened, as he spent a little bit less than his opponent did on a grunt army such as this. So the first ogres are making their way out, and Shotgun able to pull ahead so decisively with the technology game. One maybe it is a one barracks build that has allowed him to do so, and maybe not. Here's another barracks being placed down by Shotgun at the current moment as he pushes up towards tier number 3, and Bloodlust could be just a few moments ahead of his opponent, depending on whether or not his opponent repaired that ogre mound so swiftly. Another scout grunt making its way down in a trap waiting in the winds as T-Boy leaves a small grunt force down there. That way, as soon as the wood trees have chopped and been cleared, he'll have easy access to that future gold mining spot of Shotgun. And the grunts come pushing out as they're wont to do, and Bloodlust is getting close. Needs to make a valuable food space for his bloodlustable ogres. Meanwhile, the two barracks of his opponent coming to fruition, and both players at an identical place in the pace, or in the race, I should say, for Bloodlust. And the trap has been sprung. The four grunts come killing the wood choppers. These expeditionary wood chopping parties are the first to get scalped always. And here, meanwhile, back at the base, it was a successful attack, but the grunts of Shotgun have pinned up the defensive forces of T-Boy in his base. But that super sweet 2-1 choking axe thrower defense gonna buy him some time while Bloodlust just about ready. And he'll have a super secret attack at the backside of the base with some ogres that escaped this initial assault. But is these secret soldiers sneaking around gonna be enough to deal a lot of damage to the Shotgun, who's already got his bloodlusted ogre sitting at the base waiting for this attack? And it was not a surprise to him at all, as the first initial ogre assault is met with overwhelming numbers. Meanwhile, back here at the base of T-Boy, this grunt army has actually done a swift number of damage points to this barracks. That axe thrower actually winding up to being a key assault, part of the assault. But here, two bloodlusted ogres seems like they made a good defense. But here's another bloodlusted ogre army assault from Shotgun, barreling down the front door, trying to bust down these barracks. And setting up a 2-1 choke of his own right outside the door of T-Boy. That's going to cause the T-Boy to lag a little bit as he freaks the heck out. Doesn't know exactly what to do. Shotgun's already had his number, or has he? Has he successfully defends off Shotgun for another time? Still, even with that extra 5,000 gold ducats in his gold mine, he's gonna need an expansion relatively soon. Meanwhile, Shotgun has cleared the wood needed to be cleared to mine the backside of that 4 o'clock position. And yet another successful attack at the door of T-Boy. Gonna be building walls here but it's not walls that are gonna be busted down. It's doors by Shotgun, who's knocking at the door clearly with a malicious intent. He's got a 2-to-1 choke set up right outside the door, and Shotgun is able to bust down the barracks, or is he, as T-Boy, barely able to hang on by the hairs of his chinny chin, or will he? Here's another bloodlusted ogre army assault knocking at that door, and that's gonna force T-Boy to run away with his tails between his legs. Yes, that's indeed. He's got multiple tales to tell now as Shotgun sets that 2-to-1 choke up right outside his door. And what a victory for Shotgun over and over. He's taken advantage of this 2-to-1 choke. Now he's setting up his gold mining operation at the perfect time. A good job of setting up his death and decay operations just about the time when his opponent might trying to be sneak around with the death and decay himself. And here comes yet another bloodlusted ogre army assault knocking at that front door. Walls being built, but its door is being busted down here from Shotgun, who has had enough. He's come a knocking, and he's not going to take no for an answer. His Australian sensation Shotgun, winner of so many tournaments, the top 5 wickiest Warcraft 2 players of all time, facing off against T-Boy. T-Boy still a very good player, but not much he can do in the face of the incessant attacks from the Australian Stallion. Look what a defensive, even the sneak around assault still was blocked a little bit by the death and decay operations that Shotgun Son so wisely put up there. Gonna give him plenty of time to bloodlust his ogres and deal with this super secret sneaky attack that T-Boy thought that was gonna deal so much damage, and would have dealt so much damage if Shotgun had not placed his death and decay operations at such of a pivotal place. Meanwhile, the gold mine of T-Boy's ever so close to exploding. And Shotgun, with the small 9 o'clock, has the Death Knight right there to deal with this 9 o'clock position. OMG, look at the skills on Shotgun. Who could have predicted that he would take an expansion so close to his enemy while he's been knocking at that door and distracting his enemy from coming on outside? He's built the expansion at the small 9 and protected it with death and decay, just like he's protected his front door. Death coils fly, death and decay distracts the ogres and causes them to run away, and that gives plenty of time for Shotgun to bloodlust up his own ogres and send them to deal with the threat. But look here, it's all been a distraction as T-Boy sends his ogres to that small 9 position, hoping to now uproot the problem. As with these Death Knights down here, there shall be no mining from the small 9, and no mining shall there be, as the ogres failed to even stop the small 5 position from springing on up. And then here's the first death and decay, letting T-Boy know he's in trouble, as there's no way to uproot DKs from that small 9 position once they get themselves established and comfortable. Wiki Warcraft 2 at its finest in this cash prize tournament game. Special thanks to Terrorcon from Clan Absolute Synergy, the X-Man Earnt Tora for putting up the dollar bills for this tournament, and of course Nico _A for streaming this, and of course Duda Curtin for putting the tournament on. Here comes a message from Unity 3 IOP. His name inspires urinary explosions and people who are so scared of him. And that would actually, we have an alt tab there. He had to leave, but we can assume that Shotgun taking on T-Boy. That's right. Peace out, homies. Wiki 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 Warcraft 2.